Good morning, and this is M-Dog, and we are continuing Gayeh's story here. And let's see where we are. Goldshire. We're going down. Let's check out what we're doing here. We're going to go explore the Fargo Deep Mine, and then go let Marshall Dugan and Goldshire know when we're done. And he's hearing reports that there's basically a haven for kobolds down here. Of course, that's very concerning for everyone, and so we'll go check it out for them. So if you didn't see the first video, and if you're a completionist, you may want to go back and see levels 1 through 5 of Gayeh's story, and this is where we're picking up here. We have herbalism and skinning. And we're going to just sort of walk through this leveling process. My goal for this session is just to get a few more levels. It really doesn't take that long to get to 15. We're not setting any records in terms of speed because we are a little concerned with skinning and herbalism, so that'll slow us down a little bit. So in the first recording, I actually had the game sounds turned way down. So if they are actually too loud now, do let me know. I'll go back and listen to this for a minute and see myself. But if you have a preference on game sounds versus microphone volume, if you have a preference that's different from sort of where I have it set, let me know. And as well as scouting through the mine, we also are supposed to thin out the kobold population and collect enough dust and candles off of these fellas so that we can, I guess, sort of prove that we have done so. And there is Mr. Goldtooth. We will stay clear of Goldtooth for now, as if we continue the quest line, we will eventually have a date with Goldtooth. And there are, of course, more quests down there at the farm, although I'm not sure that we can pick those up just yet. We can check once we get down in here if we so desire. Isn't that the... Yeah, we need to go get that guy for the experience. So if you are new, or newish even, to World of Warcraft, one thing that you'll see is that occasionally you have these enemies excuse me, and I'll show you in just a second as soon as we have dispatched of this kobold. Alright, so this guy over here, Narg the Taskmaster, you'll see the silver dragon around his portrait, and that demonstrates that he is in some way some sort of special enemy. He's a named enemy. He'll be a little tougher than your average bear, but not usually very tough. And 1,700 experience is what we got for killing him. And they often drop pretty decent loot as well. So if you ever see a silver mob like that, you definitely want to kill him if you're leveling. So let's say we hit level 6 there, and we now have Healing Surge. I'm so distracted there. Let's see what it heals for. 416, and I don't think that's a crit. I think that's just normal 426. Yeah. So we've got a decent heal now, and if we do end up healing at, I don't know that we'll do it at 15. It may be more like 20 or 30 that we start healing. We'll just have to see. But Healing Surge will be one of the only heals we have for a while. Certainly until we choose our specialization.
I'm out of range.
And I'm trying to see if we can get a few of these candles and dust. In fact, we just need one more candle, then we'll head into the mine. And we'll usually run into a few more kobolds before we get too far into the mine. And we'll skip these guys. I didn't realize how close we were on everything. We're halfway there on gold, and we've got all the candles we need. And again, drop rate way better now than it used to be. Well, pretty much everything throughout the game, to be honest. And these guys hardly do more than tickle, so not worried about two of them getting on us. But if we ever did get in problem, we've got a couple of healing options. We've got our racial ability, Gift of the Naru, and we also now have Healing Surge. So that'll save us if we get into too tight of a situation. We still need 4 more gold dust. 3 more gold dust.
It's too far away.
And it looks like we've actually already gotten credit for exploring it. Yeah, so we'll just finish up with these kobolds and go back out, and by then enough should be out there. If we haven't gotten our gold already, we can get it out there. Yeah, and we just need one more. Yeah, and I'd say this mine has been overrun with kobolds. We may have thinned the herd a little bit, but there's still some work to be done in there if trying to get rid of all the kobolds. And there we have it. So it's sending us back to Marshall, and I think that we will end up getting sent back down here to do the quest involving, where is that? To do some of those quests down there on the farm. I think that's sort of the next section they'll take us to. So we'll go ahead and go back to Goldshire here. Here's some candles for you, Pete. Alright, so we gotta go visit Maybelle. She's down on the farm. That's what we were referring to earlier. Now he's sending us to the other mine. It's got a 60-minute buff on it there. We did so good exploring that mine, they want us to explore the other one as well. So this lightning shield that we got, we'll take a look at that as we're heading back down there.
Safe travel.
Fishy peril.
See you around.
And this is sending us right back over here to talk to Marshall. I don't know.
Well met.
Yeah, that's one of the quests that they're getting you to send you down to guard Thomas down here. Further concerns. So, but right now we're going to go this way
Well met.
and
For the Alliance.
look at Lightning Storm. Caster is surrounded by a reactive lightning barrier. When a spell, melee, or ranged attack hits the caster, attacker will be struck by 37 nature damage. It only occurs once every few seconds. It lasts 1 hour. Only one of your elemental shields can be active on you at one time. So, obviously this is the first of our elemental shields, and we'll likely be getting other ones soon as we level and get new abilities. I don't think it's that soon, if I remember correctly. The next shield does take a little while, and I want to say the next one may be something where you gain back mana as you get hit, but I wouldn't swear to it. And really, we're level 8 now, it's getting a little high for these quests down here, but I think it's worth still just going ahead and doing them. And then the decision we'll have is, do we actually go over to the east where guard, is it Thomas over here? Yeah, guard Thomas and do all those. Or what may make more sense based on what level we are is just to head on towards Hagar and take care of those quests that directly lead us into Westfall, because Westfall is listed according to whatever add-on is showing you this as levels 10 to 15, and we'll be at 10 very soon. So there's all kinds of herbs over here to go pick.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
Alright, so this quest is called Young Lovers. This is Maybelle McClure. Her heart belongs to Tommy Joe Stonefield, but their families are bitter enemies, so Romeo and Juliet story here. So she wants us to take a letter and deliver it to Tommy.
I'm out of range.
On her behalf. I think that will pass us through the other farm where there are other quests, the Stonefield farm.
Still recharging.
We're going to have a little bit of a run of skinning boars here. I believe there are quite a few boars in our destination where we're headed.
I need to get closer.
try to skin those creatures. So we're up to 17 in skinning. We're doing good with skinning. Herbalism, we still got some few more we need to get here before we start getting too close to moving out of this area. So now we're at the Stonefield Farm, and there are some other quests over here. She wants us to kill Princess. Very vindictive. Princess has been eating her vegetables, now she wants it dead. We also got a question, Billy McClure, about a necklace problem. And there is Princess. And that'll be one heck of a skin that we'll get here in just a moment. So we got Princess's brass collar to prove that we took care of Princess. Alright, let's see.
Good day to you.
You have what? It's the light of my dull life. Hurry, let me see her letter. He has to see her. So he wants us to go speak with Grandma Stonefield, who may be sympathetic to their cause and help them out a bit. We still need to turn in the quest for taking care of Princess.
Well met.
We can go and get leather for now. Once we get to a higher level, used to be 40, I can't remember if it's 40 or 20 now, we can then wear mail. So she is going to help, and she has a note for us to take to get the help. Try to get William back in the Goldshire Inn, see if he will help us out with this star-crossed lovers problem. So we're going to be 9 fairly soon. Oh my goodness, I always forget that. That's one of the most amazing things is we can move while we're casting, and I'm going to have to get in the habit of doing that, because I'm totally out of the habit from I've been playing a mage most recently, and there's very little movement while you're casting, and so with this guy, everything pretty much we can cast while we're moving, so that will really speed up the process, which is nice. Let me step away for just a second here. Casting while moving, I gotta remember that. Excuse me, keep yawning. It is still a little bit early in the morning. We're up to 24. I think skinning, I think you want to be at least, might need to be closer to 40 before going into Westfall, but 25 may actually do it on some of the lower creatures. We should have, over by Hager, we should have plenty of boars to skin over there. As long as we're high enough to get those boars, then that'll bridge the gap. Alright, so we're supposed to get boar meat here, so we'll kill a few more boars.
It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. That's still charging. I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet.
Alrighty. I spotted some silver leaf over here. And then we'll... Ooh, what happened? Then we will go give Billy his pie, and I think he may want us to... I can't remember if it sends us back at that point. I do believe that's the quest line that leads us to Goldtooth. We're basically getting Billy to admit what he did was something that he stole, I believe, a necklace. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to have to go talk to Mr. Goldtooth about it. One thing that is nice that I miss about being a mage, well, two things. Link helps with travel time just a little bit,
You need something?
and all of the portals and quick travels. Alright, so she made the pie. We can now take this back to Billy, and we also have hit level 9. So these quests, all these quests we're doing before we head over to Hager is going to get us to probably pretty close to 10. I think this will give us the chance to the directive to go see Goldtooth, and then I think from there we'll go back up to Goldshire. Big old kobold picked up the necklace and ran to his den. I don't know. I don't know if I completely believe that story either. Something fishy's going on with old Billy. There's Julia Stevens, who I think is the first pet tamer you challenge. I've never done much with the pet stuff. I think I did get through the first one or two pet challengers and
I'm out of range.
just lost interest in the whole pet battles thing. Just really didn't do it for me.
I can't cast that yet. I need to get closer. I need to target something first.
There it is. Bernie's necklace. So we do need to return there before going back to Goldshire, so we'll do that. Although I do think if we're gonna get the potion made, we'll have to come back down here again anyway. Oh, a little level 3 sheep.
It's too far away. Hello. Safe travels.
Alright, so this is a good chance to Hearthstone back into Goldshire, and I'm going to pause the recording for just a minute and then we'll pick right back up. This is William Pestle,
Need something?
and he is sympathetic for the two star-crossed lovers as well. He's going to make an invisibility liquor for Maybelle. So to get that, he needs 4 crystal kelp fronds, and that is just over here in this pond, just to the east of Goldshire. So that's what we'll do in just a minute when I return. Alright. And we continue. Let's go get those. Let's go get that done, because I think between that and then this is going to be the quest for Hogger, I think. No, actually it's going to be a quest for Westfall. So yeah, we're definitely... And this is... that's the quest that sends us to... I think it eventually sends us to Iron Forge or something. It's not worth doing at this point. Or ever. So we're going to get crystal kelp from the pond over here. Crystal kelp frond. It's raining in the game and it's raining outside.
I'm on the range. There's no approaching. I need to get closer.
Sometimes these murlocs respawn really fast. It's not consistent. It doesn't happen every time, but sometimes you'll just see them, boom, respond really quick.
I need a target. I don't have a target. That spell is no. I can't cast that yet.
Whoa. We must have crit on one, because that murloc did not last very long.
I need a target.
So this Earth Shock, I don't think we looked at this very long last night, does 91.5 nature damage and applies the weakening blow effect, which I believe the weakening blow effect, yeah, it reduces their physical damage by 10% for 30 seconds. So, whoa, there's a steam runner. He's taking off over there. We do have area loot on now in this game, so anything that has fallen around here that we haven't looted we'll get now. And there's our 4th crystal kelp frond. And now we can go turn that in, go down and finish up the Star-Crossed Lover quest line, and then probably head over to the Hogger area, although we'll see. I can't remember if they send us back to Goldshire first or not. But if we can pick a few herbs on the way, maybe skin a couple things, I think we're going to be okay to go ahead and move forward. And that's definitely the best path to help us get to 15, is to go ahead and move forward into quests that are going to give us a lot more experience than staying over here in Elowen Forest.
Hey there. You need something? Hello. Have a good one.
Alright, so he's got the invisibility liquor, and I guess this invisibility liquor is supposed to help Maybelle escape. Apparently walking out the front door is not an option. She needs to go invisible. So that's what we will help her do. So we are approaching level 10, and of course these days in the World of Warcraft it's level 20 where you can get your first mount, and by that time we'll be able to do some dungeon runs as well, starting at 15. So things will really start to pick up when you start picking up quests in the dungeons. You're getting the bonus experience for running a random if you're doing a random, and you also are getting the experience for finishing the quest and the experience for all of the kills that happen in the dungeon. Leveling doesn't necessarily slow down. It seems fast here, 1 to 10, but it doesn't really slow down. Perhaps in the 30s you start to notice a little bit of a slowdown. It always hits me in the 40s that realizing, wow, I've been spoiled by this heirloom gear, but it's still very fast, honestly. So, and here's Maybelle.
Hey there. Have a good one.
And here goes nothing. And now she's a rogue. Alright, so let's head up and over. We're going to go over here to this garrison.
It's too far away. That's
And let's see where we are on skinning. I don't really remember. 31. One thing we do want to do is go ahead and pick up a Stormwind Tabard. It's not that big a deal if we don't get it for the first dungeon or two, but even just to train our professions, we'll probably end up going to Stormwind before too long. Rabbit. And when we do go to Stormwind, we'll pick up that tabard, because you want to wear a tabard when you're in the dungeon, because it does give you a bonus to the experience you're getting. Right now the tabard we're wearing is giving us bonus to our guild experience, which is also helpful. And we'll click on the guild here and see that we're almost through friendly already, and that's just from the bonus experience from turning in quests. But we do need to head up almost directly north now. And we will be right back here Taking out these things again. You can see the difference in suddenly hitting opponents that are level 9, both in the experience we're getting and in taking a little longer to defeat them. So we'll get a couple of these herbs. We won't go any further into the area though. Get that other one when we come back. And we have almost hit 10. And here are these long snouts, level 11 beasts. And let's just make sure that we are eligible to skin them. I'm certain we are. Our skinning is actually ahead of our herbalism at this point. Yep, it is red, so we do need to get a few of those while we're over here. That shield we got is an improvement on armor, but it does require us being level 10, which we kill a couple more things and that will happen. So that was Hogger. There's a Hogger situation. He's prowling the woods in southwestern Elwyn. Overpowered all attempts at his capture. The army's got a generous bounty placed on Hogger. And while we're over there, we'll get these 8 painted gnolls armbands to prove that we've killed them. And there's a large pack of them, more than we can handle alone. And again, the Stormwind army will appreciate and commend anyone that helps with this problem. So we're going to just sort of head right in here. There's no point in fighting any of these kobolds till we have to, or whatever they are, not kobolds, outrunners, gnolls. We'll have plenty of them to fight as we get a little deeper and head towards Hogger. And this should hit 10 for us. So there we have level 10. We can now pick a specialization. We also learned a new spell, Flame Tongue Weapon, which imbues our weapon and gives it increased magical damage by 7%. Additional fire damage based on the speed of the weapon. Slower weapons cause more fire damage. We'll go ahead and switch shields here. See what this one. Ooh, that's a junky looking shield. Actually, the other one looked better. And open these clams. Make sure there's nothing else we've got that is an improvement. It's not. And let's go pick some herbs. Whoa. Didn't realize how close I was there. So it is time to pick a specialization.
I'm out of range.
And I honestly just have not decided yet what I want to do. We'll look at it here in a minute before we fight Hogger. And is that the special one over there? Yeah, we do want to fight that one. Let's get this herb.
It's too far away.
And there's another herb over there, but let's go deal with this this special one. Just get a lot of experience for killing. This is Gruff Swift Bite, and he's probably going to be coming when we attack this one. And we'll see. We're getting 126 experience for killing the other ones. You see he has the silver dragon around his portrait. He is a named creature. And let's see how much. 1897. So that is great. So what a huge boost to XP there, killing that guy is. Now is this the... I guess this is the Peace Bloom that we were looking at before. And we are 5 out of 8 on the armbands. 6 out of 8 now. Doesn't hurt to take out this bear.
I need to target something first.
Alright, 6 out of 8.
It's too far away.
7 out of 8. There's Hogger up there. Go ahead and take out this guy. And we're going to go have a seat right here. Here's Hogger Hill. Alright, so let's look at these specializations. Enhancement is the one, if you watch the first video, I was talking about how enhancement to me is sort of the closest to a Ret Paladin, how it used to be when it was fun, that I've found. Things like Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Feral Spirit at level 60. Boy, that reminds me of Hearthstone. Restoration is where we'll probably end up being here. But the idea might be to go ahead and start with Elemental. Pretty good damage output with Elemental. I don't know. We're gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think about it. It wouldn't be a problem if we do want to go ahead and go healing. It wouldn't be a problem. We do plenty of damage with the abilities we have to go ahead and get to 15, where we would start queuing up as a healer. That probably would speed up our queue a little bit for getting into those dungeons, but honestly I don't mind questing, so that's not the biggest deal. I gotta stop him from eating. He's stunned now. Alright, let's see what this quest is. Sending us over into Westfall. Hold your blade, adventurer, so they don't want us to kill Hogger. And we will actually see Hogger again in one of the earlier dungeons we run. This beast, this is General Marcus Jonathan. This beast leads the Riverpar Knoll gang and may be the key to ending Knoll aggression in Elwyn. We're taking him into custody in the name of King Varian Wren. Hogger does not like this idea, and they're going to the stockades. There's Maginar Dumas and High Sorcerer Andromath. So, and they're off. So, we have now hit 10.5. We haven't even turned in these quests yet. We do have to go back to Goldshire, but we'll wait till we get a flight point. We'll fly back there, turn it in, and then come back to Westfall. Here is a Silverleaf that has respawned, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and get those early, was because I knew that if we went ahead and got them, they would respawn, possibly, before we left this area, so it gives us a chance. Silverleaf is still red. I think Silverleaf will stay red for quite a while, though. That's not necessarily showing that we're super far behind on herbalism. I think there's still herbs that we will be able to pick. What are we at, 20? It'd be nice to have a few more, probably, but... Alright, let's see what we can skin over here. This bear, and there's a couple of long snouts as well. We need to get a few things skinned before we move on, because that will be an issue. I want to make sure that we have... So 8 is now yellow, which that's good, but let's see what 11 is. It's probably still red.
It's too far away. I can't catch that.
And I didn't notice.
I need to get closer.
And that's yellow now. Okay, so 11 is now yellow. I think we can now comfortably get a couple more here and move on to start our adventures in Westfall.
I need a target.
Yeah, skinning, we're doing pretty good now. We're almost up to 40. Silverleaf! And there's more beasts over here, although they're level 6. It might still give us a point in skinning, but it's probably not guaranteed. Let's see.
I need to target something first. I can't carry anymore.
We do need to... We need to loot it so we can skin it. So it's still yellow. 6 is still yellow, so we technically could stay longer and even get more points in skinning in this area. We'll see. I think there's quite a few beasts just to our left here on the way. Alright, so here's one of the quests we're turning in, and we'll go ahead and get the leather boots here. And again, we've almost hit 11 now. Obviously we need to... So we're starting to get into items that actually have magic components on them, which is always nice. So we need to empty our bags, which we'll do in Goldshire once we get that flight point out here. And I can't remember, honestly, if the flight point is automatically given to you, or if we're going to have to... Or if we're going to have to actually go get the flight point. So to be on the safe side, we'll go get it since we're all the way almost over here anyway. It is still yellow, so we still have a good chance of getting points off these.
It's too far away. I need a target.
Alright, so now we are entering Westfall. This should hit 11, just turning in these 2 quests. And then we'll do the first quest over here, and then do this first quest over here, which is kind of annoying. We got to talk to these homeless people and pay them money or threaten them until we get some clues. Two for two, huh? I guarantee you that won't continue. Now what's funny about this is when they go down, all these little orphan kids come and take everything. Alright, so there's clue 3. And we are... Oh wow, I've never gotten them that fast.
Well met. Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance. Go with honor, friend.
Alright, so he's going to send us up here, Murlocs and river knolls, but we're going to sort of take a roundabout way before we go and do that quest. Let's see if we see any herbs on the way. And we can confirm that we can skin these. Yeah, that's level 10. That's not going to be a problem. Level 11. So it's not going to be a problem skinning things out here. We'll go ahead and do this one on the way. And we're about to have plenty to skin in this next questing area when we do get back here. But what I do want to go do while we have the chance to get plenty of experience for it is go ahead and go turn in that Hogger quest before we get any further in level. So we want to get the full experience for doing that quest, and it's a pretty good quest turn in if I remember correctly.
I can't carry anymore.
And this is getting frustrating. And that may be a reason to go to Stormwind and actually sell some leather and see if... How many bags do we have? We're just missing one slot, but these are tiny little 6-slotters. But bags are pretty expensive, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to get right now.
Inventory is full.
Of course it is. And once we finish the quest over here, we actually will be able to sell some stuff to the person in there, but I don't think we can yet. So let's go ahead and return to Goldshire. And that might be a good wrapping up point for this video, just to keep the length from getting real long. I may go ahead and do another video here this morning to get to 15, but I don't want the length of these videos getting super long. And this one will already be pretty good in length. And I'm not going to waste my time selling some of those smaller items that sell for very little. And some of the meat sell for okay, but alright, so what did he have? He does have 8 slot bags, and they're pretty cheap. So we could go ahead and get, this would help us at least for a little bit, 3 more 8 slot bags. Those are cheap enough that it's probably worth it instead of trying to buy a really big bag just yet before we've made any additional money. I wasn't able to, we can use those in our bank if we want. I was able to, I think I sent 10 gold to this character from my human paladin that I've been leveling on this server. Alright, so now we can turn in Hogger's quest, which is the reason why we're here. Not sure why this 90 Worgen Death Knight is so into waving and insulting and just having fun.
How are you?
Let's see. Do we want to go ahead and go to Stormwind? I think we'd be okay waiting a little longer. And instead of wasting time with those 6 slot bags, I may just sell them instead of putting them in my bank. Alright, let's go ahead and wrap this video up.
Buy and trade.
And as always, I appreciate you watching. And again, I'm going to probably go ahead and get another one started here pretty soon. I'd like to go ahead and get to 15 so that we can start running some instances and mix that in with our questing.